Thousands of demonstrators marched at over 300 events across major U.S. cities, including New York City and Washington, on Saturday, May 14, in support of abortion rights. These rallies are part of a nationwide campaign by Planned Parenthood, Women's March, and other abortion rights groups in response to a leaked draft by the Supreme Court on May 3rd that could potentially overturn Roe v. Wade, the ruling that grants a constitutional right to abortion. These were just the first in a long line of rallies and protests in America. Kristen Blush, a feminist photographer in the US, attended the march in Brooklyn, New York, and captured some empowering shots. Just before the march, she spoke to me about how she knew it was coming, but it was still disheartening.
Going to absolutely kill people. Like, people are going to die. It's 50 years of settled law that we're going back in time. As a developed nation, it's just shocking that this can happen. That 9 people get to make this decision, 9 folks who are not elected folks, who were appointed, and some were rushed in by a horrible former. The US is not setting a very good example for anyone, and not for a long time.
She also spoke about the US seeing setbacks with recent book bans, gun violence, and bigotry.
We have to keep fighting for the same stuff, and then we got access, and then they're like, no, we're going to take it back. And it's like, why can't we just focus on gun violence and save lives of real people, and not talk about this idea of when is a fetus of us? The Republicans just won't hear it.
No.
So it's clearly about control, and it's an issue of misogyny. It's an issue of racism.
In Pilkington, Republican state representative for District 69 of Arkansas cited his joy at the potential overturn of Roe v. Wade and addressed allegations of misogyny.
So a lot of the women who are pro-life make up the majority of the pro-life movement, which a lot of people are kind of fascinated to learn about. So to me, it's interesting. I don't see women fighting to get rid of their rights. If anything, they're fighting for the rights of unborn men and women. And that's, one of the bills we passed in Arkansas was to make it illegal for sex discrimination abortions. You couldn't just kill a child in the womb because it was a girl or because it was a male. That's one of those things that I think, you really want to talk about protecting women. Let's try to protect them in the womb, because you may have some families that don't want another girl. They want a daughter, or they want a son. I just don't think that's right to do something like that. So, I don't feel like it's curtailing the rights of women at all. There's a lot of ways you can prevent getting pregnant so that you don't have to end up getting an abortion. There's, tons of contraceptives out there so that you can have safe sex. And so I think there's better alternatives.
Mika Fowler, a printer in Tallahassee, Florida, is using his art to raise a voice against the overturn of Roe v. Wade, an issue close to his heart as it saved him and his teenage girlfriend from an unexpected pregnancy.
I was doing a lot of text work, and I left text work. I did some abstract work, and the recent decisions of the Supreme Court and the recent actions of the Supreme Court and the far right in this country got me back to text, because I'm an angry little fellow sometimes. And printing a very large poster with it's just brimming with satire is something that it helps me vent my feelings about these.
Professor Andrew Ross, a professor of social and cultural analysis at NYU, told me he doesn't believe the right-wing movement will stop at Roe v. Wade.
The social movement that has been pushing for the overturning of Roe v. Wade will not stop at the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Obviously, there's a push to go much further, to criminalize women who seek abortions, and who knows from there. There are, there's a lot of talk about theocracy, the theocratic aspirations behind this kind of social movement, and it has become a right-wing social movement.
The organizers of the Ban of Our Bodies rallies have warned a summer of rage if the U.S. Supreme Court overturns the landmark 1973 ruling. So the fight is not going anywhere, it's only just gathering fire. The court's final ruling, which could give states the power to ban abortion, is expected in June or early July. About half of the U.S. states could ban or severely restrict abortion soon after a ruling vacating Roe.